Madame Adèle Bonfamille was a charming elderly lady who lived in Paris. She was rich, and she had no children, so instead she spoiled her cats. They were very talented cats. Berlioz could play the piano, Toulouse painted, and Marie sang. Duchess, their mother, was very proud for her kittens. One day, Madame Bonfamille asked her attorney to visit. "I want to make my will," she said. "Since I have no family, I shall leave everything to my cats. I am sure that Edgar, my butler, will be glad to look after them, and he will inherit my fortune when they are gone." The lawyer agreed and bent to kiss Madame's hand, but accidentally kissed Duchess's tail instead. They did not know that Edgar had been eavesdropping. Edgar was furious. "I have served Madame faithfully all these years, and now she is going to leave her fortune to those cats," he fumed. Then he had an idea. An evil glint lit up his eyes. That night, he stirred some sleeping pills in the cat's dinner. The pills made Duchess and her kittens fall sound asleep. Edgar waited until Madame went to bed. Then he grabbed the cat's basket and headed for the countryside. He planned to leave the cats so far from home they would never find their way back. But when Edgar came to the river, 2 angry dogs chased after his motorcycle. They snapped at Edgar's legs, and he lost control of the motorcycle. He skidded off the road, hit a bump, and the basket flew off the sidecar and rolled down the riverbank. Edgar was so busy escaping from the dogs that he dropped the cat's basket. Luckily, the basket stopped rolling before it landed in the river. "Where are we? Why is it so cold and dark?" the cats asked each other. To make matters worse, it started raining. In Paris, Roquefort, the mouse, helped Madame Bonfamille search for the missing cats. No doubt about it, they were gone. Morning came at last. "We're hungry," the kittens whimpered. Duchess didn't know what to do. Then a big alley cat appeared. "My name is O'Malley," he said. "Is there anything I can do for you?" Duchess explained their predicament. "I know how to get to Paris," O'Malley said. O'Malley led the way along the railroad tracks, but a train rumbled toward them just as they were crossing a bridge. They had to keep under the tracks to hide. The train passing overhead made a terrifying noise, so at first no one noticed that a kitten was missing. Then Duchess cried, "Marie has fallen into the river." O'Malley dove bravely off the bridge and saved her. "You're a hero," Duchess said. Fortunately, they had no problems on the rest of the journey. The kittens enjoyed the trees and flowers and the other travelers they met. "Look, they have rubber feet," whispered Berlioz to O'Malley. "That's because they're geese," O'Malley replied, chuckling. By the time they arrived in Paris, it was dark. "I have an idea," said O'Malley. "I live close by. Why don't you stay there until tomorrow?" Duchess agreed at once. She met O'Malley's friends, who were great jazz musicians from all over the world. Duchess and her kittens danced the night away. "What a wonderful evening," Duchess told O'Malley when the dancing had ended. The next morning, O'Malley helped the cats find their house, but when they arrived, Edgar opened the door. Before the cats knew what was happening, he tossed a sack over them and tied it up. Luckily for Roquefort discovered what was happening. He found O'Malley outside the front door and told him what had happened. "I'll go get them," O'Malley said. "You go and get my friends." O'Malley's friend made fun of Roquefort when he showed up, but when he mentioned O'Malley's name, they agreed to help. In the stables, Edgar dropped the sack of cats in a trunk. "You're going a long voyage," he told them, "and the fortune will be all mine." But just at that moment, O'Malley pounced on his back. Then O'Malley's friends arrived and took over. "Help, help, it's an army of wildcats," Edgar yelled. Meanwhile, O'Malley had gone to release the prisoners. Duchess looked at him gratefully. "You're always there when we need you," she said. The butler tried to get away, but Madame Bonfamille's mare, Frou-Frou, gave him a kick that sent him flying headfirst into the trunk. Edgar was still in the trunk when the movers arrived, so off he went to a long voyage he had planned for the cats. Then Madame Bonfamille wept with joy when she saw her cats. "I thought I had lost you forever, my darlings," she cried. "And your handsome young man," she said to O'Malley. "Join the family. I'm going to adopt you." "Hooray!" cried the kittens, and Duchess and O'Malley smiled lovingly at each other. And they all lived happily ever after. The end.